the Bogeymen are here today with Opel and the all-new Opel Grandland SUV. This is the first in a 3-episode series where I'm going to spend some time with 3 Irish sporting stars. We're going to talk about their professional career, life away from sport, and of course, we're going to talk a little bit of golf. In today's episode, I'm going to be spending a good bit of time with Munster and Irish Rugby star Calvin Nash. We're here at Young Munster Rugby Club, your home club. Can you tell me, what was your first memory or your first experience going to the club here to play a bit of rugby?
Well, I'd been begging my dad to play rugby for a while, and we came out one Sunday morning, and I came out in a tracksuit, like no rugby gear at all, and there was like a blitz on, and my dad was kind of going to bring me away because obviously I'd never played before, and they're just like, we'll give him a jersey and just throw him in. I remember I just loved it from then on. So
what age were you?
I think I was about 9 or 10.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so early enough, but not as early as some of the lads probably would have said.
What was it like coming up through the age grades then? Like, did you take to rugby naturally, or was it like a bit more hard work?
To be honest, I think I was fairly natural. I played other sports, Gaelic football and hurling, which probably I wasn't as good at, definitely not. So yeah, I just always loved getting the ball in my hands and just having a go off people, I suppose.
Going up through the underage and going up through the age grades, when did Munster kind of come on the radar and when did they pique your interest?
For like the professional side of things?
Yeah, like, or when did like that start looking like a potential avenue for you?
I think, so I got into the under-18s a year early, and then I got a call up to the Irish under-18s early, and I thought, okay, I'm obviously doing something right. And then I think it was my fifth year summer, I was supposed to be playing with the 19s, I think it was. And Peter Malone, the head of academy at the time, asked me to train with the seniors. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm after being called up to do a senior pre-season with the seniors, like, and I'm only in 5th year, like, will I... Like,
that's mad.
Yeah,
That's
I was
insane.
like, okay, like, this is mental. I was like, like, at the time you're so young, you don't really know how significant it is. And, you know, like, Axel was coaching then, and probably my first real introduction of actually being in a senior rugby setup. I remember all them were doing obviously conditioning and stuff on the side, and I get pulled out because I was still in school, but I was like, this is handy, like. And then sure, the next year coming into academy, like, they absolutely murdered me then, like, you know. But like, obviously I thought it was an unbelievable experience, and it was class.
What was that like? That must look like the first of a few dreams come true. You're in 5th year, like, you're training, like you're saying, Axel's coach. You're playing with guys that you were going to school. You and your schoolmates were going to those matches, I imagine, beforehand. To be training and learning from those guys must be pretty incredible. Yeah,
I think it was kind of mental, but like, if that were to happen to me now in my own mindset, I'd be like, love to take this opportunity and, you know, try put my best foot forward. But I think at that time I was so, like, every time I got onto the rugby pitch I didn't really care where I was. It was just like, go out and play, and which was obviously an unbelievable quality at that age, to not really care about what happens on the pitch, you know. But now, like, I'd probably be a bit more nervous, which is hilarious, you know, that kind of way. But look, it was obviously, like I said, unbelievable experience. I learned so much that summer, and I ended up actually getting injured towards the end of the summer, which is unfortunate because they had kind of really targeted to try that, have standout performances in the under-19s when I went back. But obviously that didn't happen. So, but still, like, I felt like it helped my school's game a lot, and, you know, hopefully that made me stand out then to get the academy spot the next year, you know, that kind of.
What were the first few years like? I know, obviously, like, most recently the biggest successes winning the URC in 2023, but from 2017 to that point, how were those years for you?
Looking back, I feel like I probably grew a lot as a person, because I felt like I had a lot of setbacks. Coming out of school, I felt like everything always kind of went my way. You know, I always did work really hard, but I never really had that much setbacks. I felt like when I worked hard, things would just work out for me, like straight away. It wouldn't take too long. Then I feel like, you know, I probably hit the ground running my first kind of second year in academy, and then my third year and my development year, it kind of, sorry, did I even go to third year? Yeah, my development year then, it really like took a standstill. I think I only played 2 games that year, and I suppose it kind of stopped me in my tracks a bit, being like, what's going on here, like, and I really felt like I in my own mind deserved to play, but it definitely made me step back and just look at other parts of my game, and you know, maybe I needed to look after my body a bit more, because, you know, I was prone to a few shoulder injuries and other little injuries that might keep me out for a few weeks when I could have been getting an opportunity to play, you know.
Yeah.
Which is probably something that I learned now. I think, like, last year obviously I had a tiny few knocks, but max I was probably missing 1 or 2 games, you know, where it really is kind of survival of the fittest sometimes when you're trying to get a break, you know.
Yeah. And then that 2023 season in particular, like a great season, being part of a championship winning team. I mean, in the first 6 years of your pro career, you've been obviously must have been to a number of semi-finals and stuff like that beforehand, but to get across the line for one must have been very cool to be part of that.
Yeah, it was unreal, and, you know, I think it was like Earlsy's last year as well, and, you know, for someone that's put so much into Munster, and, you know, he's had very little reward in the Munster jersey, it was probably meant that bit more as well. You know, there was talks that maybe Pete would be finished up as well that year, and I think once we started going away, there was more of a focus on not trying to let the lads down, and, you know, I think we're the only team that have done it going away from home every game, and, you know, they definitely weren't easy games. You know, like, the semi was Leinster up in the Aviva, and sure, then we're going away to the Stormers in the final, who I think had won it either the year before, or, you know, so, like, they were no stranger to some silverware straight away in the competition. The South African sides have been obviously unbelievable. So, yeah, can't say how class it was to go away and win that now, to be honest. But yeah, it probably meant a bit more than just like lifting silverware.
Yeah. We're probably going to dive into that a little bit more, but we're gonna move away from rugby pitch. You recently took up the game of golf, so we're gonna head over to Ballyneedy and we'll play a few holes over there.
Yeah,
see if there's skills transfer from the rugby pitch.
I don't think they will, but we'll see. Yeah.
Calvin, you just finished the summer tour there playing Portugal and Georgia. How was the camp? Different camp?
Yeah, I suppose there was a lot of blooding and new faces. So in that sense, probably a bit more chilled out. You know, trying not to overwhelm new lads coming in. And there was a good crop of them as well. It was great crack. I thought the group integrated very well, and I thought Paulie with his head roll kind of led the weeks very well.
And you've got a couple of Irish caps now to your name. So were you a bit more of a senior role in this? Obviously, Craig was captain, and he's got a good few caps on him. But were you kind of in amongst that leadership group, or?
I suppose kind of coming in, I saw that I was relatively up there with one of the most caps there, and I knew my role probably was going to be a bit different. So yeah, I kind of had that in the back of my mind, but always tried to kind of lead on the pitch as well, with the actions, I suppose, rather than just off the pitch.
And then bringing it back to your very first time in Irish camp, what was that like?
It was mad, really. Yeah, thinking back, you know, we had previously talked about, you know, selection not going my way, and then just before getting into my first Irish camp, I got into the immersion tour, and I feel like the immersion tour probably went very well for me. And then, you know, they rewarded me, I suppose, by getting called into the autumn series, and then you really kind of see how quick, how fast paced like it is in international rugby. Like, you know, training is very quick, and your speed of thought has to be a lot quicker. So that was a bit of a wake up for me. and something that I focused on a lot then to try get better at speed of thought, seeing different opportunities at the highest speed I possibly can.
What do you need to do to improve your speed of thought? Like, surely only on a match simulation is the best way of doing that, or getting that kind of match experience?
I think training as well. Like, I think sometimes in training you can flow through the week and just be like, I'll just try get to the game and try perform as well as I can in the game. But I think training is such a good platform for you to use to almost have your test match mindset in every session that you do, you know, to develop. I think training helps a lot with that. Yeah.
Was there in the early days a certain piece of advice that a coach gave you, or that you've taken forward, or has it just been building on experience from both provincial and international level?
A bit of both. Like, I think sometimes like a coach will say something and maybe only a month or two it'll actually really resonate with you because you can you've gone through an experience and it really resonates with you. But I feel like one of the first few things Faz always went on to me about was just being myself. And initially when I thought of like being myself, I thought just being myself around the lads, get in amongst the lads, make as good of connections as I possibly can, and then that'll come out in the pitch, which is probably only actually half of it. Like, I think Faz means as well by being yourself, you're being yourself on the pitch as well. And you know, the reason you're getting on the pitch is because of the way you've been playing or handling yourself on the pitch with like your province. And you know, sometimes when the pressure gets on you, you might go within yourself, and that's not being yourself.
Sure.
So I suppose, yeah, expressing yourself the way that you have been with your province in the international jersey, in the Irish jersey, is a challenge for some people. And you know, sometimes occasions can get the most of them and they can let them go by. So I think it's never losing a moment and trying to be present in everything that you do. Yeah, I think that being yourself is probably the best thing that I've took hold of.
So it's still early into your career. I imagine it feels like you've been at it for a while, but you must have one or two moments that you're particularly proud of.
Yeah, I think, look, making my debut with Munster was obviously a dream come true. Then fast forward a few years, winning the RC, another dream come true. But I think something that ticks it off is just winning the Six Nations, like my first time playing in the Six Nations, and we ended up winning it. It was just amazing feeling, really. You know, from the hardship probably of a few years ago where wasn't sure what way my rugby career was going, and then it kind of just took off like quite quick. And yeah, I suppose that feeling of lifting silverware was unreal in the Irish jersey.
It seems like it could be very much a pressure cooker environment over the course of a season. So is golf, like, you're a competitive person, there's no way you can stop being competitive. Is golf a competitive outlet or a relaxing outlet for you now?
It depends, I suppose, what mood I am when I go out. But no, look, I'm massively competitive within myself playing with golf, but I think I more so use it as a social aspect, just get out and have crack with the lads. That would be mostly it, but naturally I want to be very good at it, and so sometimes that'll come out on the course and you'll probably be like, whoa, because I kind of throw myself in and just want to be unbelievable at it. But like everything that you need to take time to get good at it, so we'll see how I get on today, I suppose.
Yeah. Calvin, when did you take golf up? It's safe to say you're new to the game.
Yeah, I am very new. I'd say being consistent with it probably like 4 months.
Okay.
But like,
so just what?
I still haven't a clue what I'm really doing. Like, I'm kind of figuring out my irons, I hope. Famous last words now or I'll blow up. But yeah, the driver is all over the place.
Yeah. And so you're a member here in Ballyneedy.
Yeah.
Are a few of the team members here?
Yeah, I think there's about 10 of us maybe here,
Okay.
10 or 11. So there's a good old crew. Like you'd always have someone to come out with nearly.
And would you have a regular four-ball, like a few guys that you'd play with?
No, it's always different. Like
Nice.
nearly always different. Yeah. So and Ballyneedy have been so accommodating for us as well. Like they've been top men. Like so.
Nice. And how are you enjoying the game?
Yeah. Some days I love it. Some days, like I literally text the lads and be like, I'm going to sell my clubs and I'm not coming back out. But like, look, it has me hooked at the moment anyway. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see in a few months how I'm going.
Talk me through the Bert and Ernie hangovers.
My dad, I kept giving out that I'm so weird, like that all you can hear is me clinking all the time. Like my driver just clinks off everything. So he was like, yeah, do you not have those covers that the lads have? And I was going to buy some, and sure, it's my birthday there like last week, so he bought me these crazy ones, so I said I'd bring them out in the podcast today.
Nice.
So,
I like that. Yeah. Very good. Right, well, this is your home club. I've never been here before, so I'm going to get you to show me the way.
Unbelievable. Good way to settle the nerves.
So we spoke about goals for the upcoming season ahead. Do you think bigger picture, like what kind of legacy you'd like to leave when it comes to the game? Because obviously, like, you're still very young, you've got plenty of years in the career left. That's generally a question we ask someone at the latter stage of their career, but you're right in the middle of it now. Is there something that, big picture, blue sky?
Yeah, I think everyone wants to be remembered as like, oh, I was the best winger, the best centre, that kind of way to ever put the jersey on. But obviously that's like a massive thing for me as well, that I do want to be that. Like I want to be one of the best wingers that's ever played for Munster and Ireland. But I think off the pitch I want to be just remembered as a good teammate as well, like a good, like a proper good lad, like someone that, like people on my team love to play with, and that they got great energy off me, and something that will stick with people, because I feel like the person that you are kind of off the pitch and on the pitch, like with the lads, is something that sticks with them more so. So, I feel like I just want to kind of be remembered for that as well. Yeah,
you spoke about obviously the importance of winning the URC for Earlsey and the other senior players. Obviously, same position. He was definitely a leader within the team. Is he someone that, or is there someone that you kind of talk to or look up to from a career perspective?
Yeah, I'd still be in contact with Earlsey, to be honest. Call out to his coffee shop a bit, and it's not always about rugby, just sometimes chatting, but I'm happy that I've kind of built up that relationship to be able to do that, because he's been through it all. Like he burst onto the scene, got into the Lions, and he's literally done it all. But like I think coming through the ranks, even just watching the likes of Zebo, Conway, Earls, like the way they handled themselves and the way they trained, was probably something that I just tried to replicate myself. Tried to take the best aspects of all their games. Obviously, getting to know Pete over the last few years as well, more so because of going into Irish camp, probably spent a lot more time with him.
Yeah.
He's also someone that I could drop a text to, and is an unbelievable leader as well. And now I suppose coming into the latter part of my career, I kind of want to start being more of a leader as well. I said to you about upping the standards and stuff for other lads. I kind of suppose I have to lead that way as well. So picking his brain with a bit of stuff as well. Previously, what had stopped me from getting into golf was that I thought it would take too much out of me. Yeah. But now that I've played a bit more, I don't think it actually would, and it probably would be a good way to get out and de-stress a tiny bit. But before that, to be honest, it had just been literally taking the dog out for a walk, just completely switching off, almost leaving the phone at home, that kind of way. You can probably fall into the trap sometimes on your day off and just sit on the couch for hours and let the day go by. Thanks very much.
Calvin, thanks for that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Cheers. Good luck this year.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks for watching. It was great to hang out with Calvin Nash both at his home rugby club and on the golf course. Tune in to episode 2 next week, where I'm going to be spending time with Shamrock Rovers captain Pico Lopez.